Hey, check out this new format. Don't mind the background though. I was just messing around. There also seems to be an echo. Hopefully I can fix that in editing. Tell me if you enjoy this video in the comments, or if you just like the usual type of video more. I read every single comment, even if I don't respond. Anyways, I wanted to elaborate on the last Terraria video. Don't worry, you don't have to watch the last video to understand this one. But instead of just stating a very basic idea along with some decent animation, I want you to be able to use this video to construct a better idea of what you want your modded experience to be. I hope to help you do this by explaining my experiences and thoughts when I play Terraria, and of course, if you still have some experiences or arguments you want to share on this topic, just comment them. I'm still very capable of reading every single one. I'm going to start off with one of the most common arguments I got in the comments last time. Just don't use the cheaty parts of the mods. I don't think that's possible. With all the different items and config options, it can be really easy, especially when you're frustrated, to just enable or use the cheaty parts of the mod. The fact that the option is there and you can effortlessly enable it makes it even easier to just give up on your resolution. Think about New Year's resolutions. Almost nobody keeps or follows their New Year's resolutions. That's not to even mention that when you see other people use these features, it becomes even easier to use them for yourself. One thing I really want to get across that failed to in the last video: you shouldn't think of grinding to get the best gear. It is always the best way to do things. Terraria and most mods are not even designed for you to have the best possible gear. I think grinding was partially introduced to make it so you wouldn't want to go for those items. And you may think, why do those items even exist then? It's because it shows a much greater sense of satisfaction to not have the maximum damage or defense against a boss when you defeat it, or anything else really. I mention this because most people enable certain mods to reduce grinding for tough crafting trees or just rare powerful items. What they often don't realize is that enabling mods that reduce grinding takes away a lot of the satisfaction that you get from learning the boss fights or exploring the world. And sure, maybe you don't take any satisfaction in learning the boss fights, but in that case, enabling these mods would just remove a larger portion of the reason to play Terraria. Another reason I dislike reduced grinding is that it takes away from the modded experience as a whole. The people who develop the content mods for Terraria spend so much time creating and balancing and tweaking every part of their mod to make it fun to play. Then the people who play them enable quality of life mods that either remove or completely change a mechanic that the mod developer intended you to complete or take part in. There is one argument that I have the least experience in and is the most... Oh, my script is behind that. Hold on. There is one argument that I have the least experience in and is the most difficult for me to go against. That would be the fact that many people just don't have the time to spend to learn and defeat bosses without supreme gear. I say that's not a good reason to essentially cheat using mods. If you really aren't content with spending your little free time exploring or learning to dodge better, you might want to play a different game. I just personally have always burnt out whenever I use mods that add cheaty features. And maybe it's because I enjoy making YouTube videos, but I haven't burned out on Terraria since I stopped playing with these mods entirely. I'm not trying to change anyone's minds exactly, since you're the only one who can change your mind. I just want people to at least analyze their experience and make sure that you actually enjoy using these mods. Such as Vein Miner, I classified it as a hidden cheat mod completely and utterly last video, since it reduces the amount of time enemies have to spawn and give you problems to deal with. But if you go into a blood-curdling rage when you die and leave behind some ore, then Vein Miner is probably the perfect mod for you. I also at least hope this grants a higher level of understanding to the people I play with, since they only seem to enjoy the end screen